Hey everyone, we are going to do something called trinomial factoring. It's a special type of factoring and it's only used when you have trinomials, okay? A trinomial is a type of polynomial that has three terms. So I'm just going to go ahead and underline our terms. First term, second term, and third term, okay? That's our first term, second term, and third term, and I'm going to go ahead and label those so that we don't forget. Also, so you know what I'm referencing when I'm talking about terms. That's our first term, the x squared. Our second term is the 12x. Second term. And our third term is the 36. Third term. Now, when you hear trinomial, you want to think tri, right? Tricycle, triangle, three sides. Trinomial, three terms. So since this is a trinomial, there's only a few type of factoring methods we can use. In this special video, we're only going to be talking about trinomial factoring. So we're going to write that up here. Trinomial factoring. There's only a few factoring methods you can use, and we're going to use trinomial factoring. Now, the reason we're using trinomial factoring is because it begins with x squared, okay, and there's three terms. And you're going to start to notice the pattern when you have a trinomial that you can use trinomial factoring on, based upon a few things, okay? So here it is. I'm going to give it to you now. You can use trinomial factoring when this third term, when there are factors of the third term that'll add up or subtract to give you the second term. What are you talking about? Don't worry, I'm going to go over it right now. So in order to factor this, we're using trinomial factoring, and the first thing you want to do is create your parentheses. You want to create your parentheses. Now, the reason you create your parentheses is because you are breaking this trinomial, you're factoring it. You're breaking it down into smaller parts, okay, into smaller chunks. So that's what factoring is all about. It's taking something large and breaking it down. So therefore, we're going to create two parentheses to make this smaller. Alrighty, the first thing that you're going to do is put an x inside of both of your parentheses, all the way to the left. The reason we do that is because, the square root of x is x squared. Okay, so x times x gives you x squared. So we're going to always remember that the only way that you can get x squared is by multiplying x times x. So we're just going to put that inside of the parentheses. Alrighty. As it relates to our next two terms, here's where trinomial factoring is going to differ from all the other types of factoring. We are trying to determine the factors of 36. This is our step 2. Determine the factors of 36. So I'm going to write 36 here over to the right, excuse me. And I'm going to check for the factors of 36. So, what are the factors of 36? Well, I know 1 times 36. Gives me 36. I also know that 2 times 18 will give me 36. I also know that 3 times 12 will give me 36. I also know that 4 times 9 will give me 36. And I also know that nothing times 5 will give me 36. So therefore, my last and only option is 6 times 6. That'll also give me 36. So these are the factors of 36. Now I have to determine which of these factors, when added or subtracted from each other, will give me my second term. This is why we must also list out all of the factors of 36 in order to determine which of these factors will give you our second term, okay? So any way I do this, 36 and 1, which is our first set of factors, 36 plus 1 is 37. No, that doesn't add or subtract to give us our second term, so we can't use that. If I added it together, that'll give me 37. Subtracted them, that'll give me 35. Doesn't work. 18 plus 2, right? That gives me 20. If I subtract them, that gives me 16. In no way, shape, or form could that give me 12, even if it was -2 plus 18, right? that would give me positive 16. It's no way I could get positive 12 from this. 3 and 12. Okay, if I added it, subtracted it, negative, positive, no way it would give me 12 again. So I'm done there. 4 and 9. 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 plus 4 is 13. Negative 4 plus 9, that's positive 5. Like, no way can I get positive 12 from here either. But there is a way I can get positive 12 from this 6. If I did 6 plus 6, that would give me my second term. And if I did 6 times 6, that would give me my third term. So I know automatically that this third term is going to work. So this last factor of 6 by 6 is going to work. Alrighty, so now I must determine how exactly my signs are going to be written. So we have our two factors. We're going to write our factors here. Okay. And now I must determine my signs. Is it going to be a negative and a positive, two positives, two negatives, whatever the case is. So in order to determine that, we have to see if I do, for example, we have to test it. And your eyes will start to get a bit sharper, but I'm going to test it out so you know. So let's test this out. How many ways can I get a positive 36? There's only 2 ways I can get positive 36. That's positive 6 times 6. Okay, positive 6 times 6. Well, that gives me 36. And negative 6 times 6. That will also give me 36. Okay. I also have to be able to add or subtract to that second term, right? And that's another positive 12. So let's take a look. If I did negative 6 minus 6, negative 6 minus 6, well, that is just going to give me negative 12. So I don't get positive 12 out of there, but what if I do positive 6 plus 6, where that gives me positive 12? So I have a positive 12 in my second term, so I know automatically the only thing that works is positive 6 plus 6, and also positive 6 times positive 6 gives me positive 36. So I'm going to use 2 positive signs. Okay, so I hope you all liked the demonstration and the breakdown. Again, this is my first video, so pardon all of the mishaps and everything that was going on here. Got some of the first video nerves and jitters, but I'm going to give you all another problem, and we are going to see if you can solve this. So give me a sec here. Alrighty. So here I have my second problem. Alrighty. So I'm going to give you all some time to do this, but what we're going to do is I want you all to pause the video in order to solve this on your own, and then unpause the video when you're ready for your explanation. So I'm just going to jump right into it. I know this is a trinomial because I have 3 terms. I know I'm going to use trinomial factoring because it begins with x squared, meaning nothing left, no number is to the left of x other than 1. If that was a 2x squared, 3x squared, 4x squared, we have to use different methods. But because it begins with x squared and it's a trinomial, we can begin to try to use trinomial factoring. And we're also going to check and see if there are any factors that will multiply to 8 and add or subtract to give us 6. Okay, let's give it a try. So again, I'm using trinomial factoring. So what numbers multiply to our third term that will also add or subtract to our second term? That's the goal of trinomial factoring. So I'm going to create my parentheses. I'm going to list all the factors of 8 over here. That's 1 and 8. And 2 and 4. These are the only factors. Well, I guess that you're probably noticing the patterns by now. 1 and 8, no way can that give me 6. 1 plus 8 is 9. 8 minus 1 is 7. Even if they were negative 1 and 8 That's positive 7 again. No way I can get 6 from that, so I'm just going to cross it out. And 2 and 4 works. Yes, 2 plus 4 does give me a 6. Okay, so therefore, I'm just going to write my x inside of the parentheses. Remember, x times x is x squared, so you're always going to write that inside all the way to the left of your parentheses. I know the factors of 2 and 4 work, but I'm not sure of my signs just yet. So how can I get this positive 8 from my factors? Well, I know that if I do 4 times 2, that'll give me positive 8. And then negative 4 times negative 2, that'll also give me a positive 8, because negative times a negative is a positive. Great. Well, what about adding or subtracting? So let's try the negatives first. If I do negative 4 minus 2, which is the same thing as negative 4 plus negative 2, that will give me negative 6. But I have a positive 6 for my second term. So therefore, this also cannot work. What it means is that, common sense, 4 plus 2, positive 4, plus positive 2 is positive 6. And that's the positive 6 in my second term. So the only thing that works is the two positives, the positive 4 times positive 2 and positive 4 plus positive 2. The positives are going to work. And that concludes this video. Hope you have learned trinomial factoring. And look up some examples online. Just Google trinomials and see if you can give it a shot, finding some practice problems or just using this video as a way to study. And see you later.